Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Where was Parker Schnabel on Gold Rush this week? Parker Schnabel wasn't on Gold Rush this week. While some fans might have realized what was happening, others may be wondering why one of the show's top stars missed an entire episode. Here's a look at why Parker Schnabel missed this week's episode of Gold Rush and when he might be back. Why wasn't Parker Schnabel on Gold Rush this week? There are really two reasons why Parker Schnabel wasn't on Gold Rush this week. The main reason is the same reason why Fred Lewis wasn't on last week's episode. There are 4 main mining groups featured this season on Gold Rush. Each week, there is 1 hour to offer and there isn't room for everyone. Last week, Fred wasn't on the show. This caused some fans to say it isn't as entertaining without Fred. They're making decisions that cause most fans to scratch their heads. This week, Parker wasn't on the show. Instead, the show saw Fred back and delivering some medical treatment to an employee. Also on the show this week was Tony, who was setting up a graveyard shift, and the Clayton brothers. Expect weeks to see the Clayton brothers missing from episodes and weeks where Tony is nowhere to be found. That is the main reason Parker wasn't on Gold Rush this week. However, there is one other thing to keep in mind. Parker won't be on Gold Rush as much as others because his team has become increasingly successful and weak run. The entire allure of Gold Rush is seeing the miners face problems and have to figure out how to get out of them. For guys like Fred, that means making bad decisions and ending up in an uphill battle. For Parker, it means falling back on his experience and fixing things easily. That doesn't provide entertaining drama on reality TV. When will Parker be back on Gold Rush? Parker Schnabel will almost surely be back on next week's episode of Gold Rush. However, one thing that fans might want to get used to is seeing less of Parker in the future. There are many fans who feel Parker is becoming so successful that he is working his way out of the reality TV genre. Parker just won a prestigious award that shows how great his company has become. That is something that will always take a backseat to broken machines and having to scrape by on gambling decisions. Parker is also working hard on building his business. This means a lot of paperwork and meetings. That is not what Gold Rush fans want to see. Even fans of Parker know that it might be best for him to step back as he develops into one of the world's best gold miners. Parker Schnabel, the seasoned young miner from Discovery Channel's hit series Gold Rush, is known for his relentless pursuit of gold and his uncompromising work ethic. However, this week, fans were left scratching their heads and buzzing with curiosity as Parker was noticeably absent from the screen. The question on everyone's mind, where was Parker Schnabel? The episode opened as usual with the sprawling, rugged landscapes of the Yukon, where the season's gold fever was in full swing. The usual suspects, Rick Ness, Tony Beats, and the rest of the crews, were shown battling the elements, their machinery, and the ever-present pressure to hit their gold targets. Yet there was no sign of Parker, and his absence quickly became the elephant in the room. As the cameras panned across Parker's mining site, it was clear that something was amiss. The familiar hum of heavy machinery was replaced with an eerie silence. Parker's loyal team was still hard at work, but their expressions carried a mixture of determination and unease. Without their fearless leader, the operation seemed to lack its usual spark. Rumors began to circulate among the crew and the other miners. Some speculated that Parker had finally taken a much-needed break, exhausted from years of relentless mining. Others whispered that he might be scouting new mining territories, always on the lookout for the next big score. A few even joked that he had been abducted by gold-loving aliens, whisked away to a distant planet rich with precious metals. The truth, however, was far more intriguing. Parker Schnabel, ever the adventurer, had embarked on a secretive mission. Unbeknownst to his crew and the viewers at home, Parker had received a mysterious letter a few weeks earlier. The letter, written in elegant, flowing script on aged parchment, bore an ancient seal that hinted at something extraordinary. It spoke of a legendary gold mine, hidden deep within the uncharted wilderness of Alaska, a mine that had been lost to time and forgotten by most. Intrigued and unable to resist the lure of an adventure, Parker decided to follow the clues laid out in the letter. He knew it was a gamble, leaving his operation in the capable hands of his trusted team while he ventured into the unknown, but the promise of untold riches and the thrill of the hunt were too enticing to ignore. With only a small backpack of essentials and a map that seemed more like a cryptic puzzle, Parker set off into the Alaskan wild. The journey was grueling, filled with treacherous terrain, unpredictable weather, and the constant threat of wildlife. Yet each step brought him closer to his goal, and the clues began to piece together a story of a mine so rich in gold that it had driven men to madness and ruin. Days turned into weeks, and Parker's absence from Gold Rush became more pronounced. His team, though puzzled and worried, continued their work, fueled by the hope that their leader would return with news of a discovery that could change their fortunes forever. Meanwhile, Parker's adventure was reaching its climax. After a harrowing climb up a steep, snow-covered mountain, he found himself standing at the entrance of a hidden cave, just as described in the letter. The air inside was thick with the scent of earth and ancient secrets. With a sense of awe and anticipation, Parker ventured deeper into the darkness, guided by the faint glimmer of his headlamp. The cave opened up into a vast chamber, and there, glinting in the dim light, were veins of pure gold embedded in the rock. It was a sight that took Parker's breath away. The legends were true. He had found the lost mine, a treasure trove of unimaginable wealth. But Parker knew that this discovery was just the beginning. Extracting the gold would require careful planning, significant resources, and utmost secrecy. He took careful notes, collected samples, and marked the location on his map before making the arduous journey back to civilization. When Parker finally reappeared on Gold Rush, he did so with the air of a man who had seen and conquered something extraordinary. His team greeted him with a mixture of relief and excitement, eager to hear his tale. Parker's revelation about the lost mine sent shockwaves through the mining community, and the promise of a new adventure loomed on the horizon. In the end, Parker's brief disappearance was not just a quest for gold, but a testament to his unyielding spirit and the lengths he would go to in his pursuit of fortune and glory. As the season continued, viewers watched with bated breath, knowing that Parker Schnabel's story was far from over and that the next chapter of his incredible journey was just beginning.